I'm Andrea Gribble. I am the owner of Social School for EDU. We're a business that serves schools all around the world with help with social media. I've been in business since 2014, and it's been successful. It's been remarkably successful, and it's been such a joy and such a passion. But I really came up against a roadblock about 8 years in. The grind really gets to you, right? As a business owner, you're putting your heart and soul, and sometimes your business becomes your life, and your life becomes your business. And as a mom of 6 kids, I was really losing that joy. And one day I've got a really great relationship with my husband, who's also an entrepreneur, and I came to him in tears because I was like, I feel broken. I have such an amazing business and such an amazing life. And I'm giving to all these people and they're telling me how helpful I've been, but it started to feel empty because I was, as famously put, pouring from an empty pitcher. I was not taking time for myself. I was not experiencing the joy, even though I had so much to be thankful for with 6 kids and a husband who loves me and a thriving business and amazing clients and an amazing team that supported me. And I was really stuck, struggling with, how do I get out of this? And I believe in coaching, I believe in the support, but it's like, okay, do I need a therapist? Or do I need a business coach or a life coach or maybe all three, So I was really struggling. And I've known Sarah since I started my business. We had made an early connection and she had helped my business, and it was fun to see like how her business has expanded while mine was also expanding. But I started seeing these ads for like this all-in program, and the word she kept mentioning was joy. And that is my word for this year, because I needed to find joy in life. I needed to find joy in my business, and I was missing it. And so where else should I go to get joy again than this gal that keeps preaching joy every time I turned? And I was like, okay, she's got this all-in program. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna complete the application, because what the heck, I need this. And at that point, my husband was just like anything you need to make you feel whole again, like better. Because he just looked at me and he's like, I see this beautiful, successful, giving, joyful woman in front of me, and it broke his heart that I was not feeling that way inside. And so I'm like, okay. So I filled out this form, found out what it cost, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is more than more than I made my whole first year of working when I worked in corporate America. I'm like, but yet I knew I needed it. And I've always been the one that has been, if I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm gonna bet on me. And because it offered the business, because it offered the personal life, because it offered in-person connections with other women, which online is great, and I've been in some groups, and I, for goodness sake, support a group that's online, but I knew I needed some in-person connections and basically friends, because I had put all of that off for 8 years while I'm building this business. And guess what? At the end of the day, that's nice because I don't have to worry about paying the bills anymore, but I needed to find that joy. And within just a couple of weeks of joining the program, I literally remember, before I had even really started, I was having some really down days, and Sarah's like, okay, we need to talk. And I'm like, maybe I just need to switch this medicine and this vitamin. And she's like, okay, no, we need to talk. And from just those early on sessions when we were able to connect, it made a life-changing transformation. And it was some simple things, and some simple things that I needed to shed, of guilt that I felt from past relationships and past, things, to my relationship with my business and how to treat it and how to make time. But those little things were like a light bulb to turn around that joy and that being there for my family, being there for my business when I was there for my business. And I would make the investment again, even if it was double of what it was. I know that the payback is going to be so much more. I would not hesitate for a second to recommend this, especially in my place, successful business owner. You kind of got it figured out. I know how to, I'm $1 million business, but I needed to feel whole again. I needed to find that joy. And that was almost instantaneous of starting the program, but yet it's going to support me for a year. And so I'm pushing myself for those bigger goals without the stress maybe of what would have been before, when I'm like, because I was kind of ready to just say, you know what, I just need a year to just like a little bit coast. And now I'm not coasting, I'm pushing myself, but yet I'm finding the joy because I know there's so many more people out there to help. And it's with that, the program of having a small group, but having one-on-one sessions very frequently. Every couple weeks, you're talking with Sarah, to masterminds, to these skills sessions. You're really given those tools to be successful, to feel in control, to have those connections. It's been amazing. And now I can feel them. And when somebody gives me a compliment, even with my relationship with my kids and my husband and my team, it's all better. It's more positive, and I can be present and really, yes, that term alignment, right? Like I have this passion and this energy, and I've never really lost that, but yet I wasn't feeling it inside because I didn't have that work-life harmony. I didn't have those boundaries. I was feeling pressure all the time. Now I'm feeling the gifts that I bring to the world, the abundance, and really expanding in that love, abundant success, and then being able to see that trickle over everybody that I get to touch, whether that's customers, whether that's my team, whether that's my family, whether it's the school educators that we serve with our management program. That's powerful, and it's amazing, and I feel every moment. I feel the joy, and I'm so excited. And I think sometimes my husband gets sick of hearing all my success stories and my positive feedback, or the opportunities, the speaking opportunities I'm getting, all of this stuff that's just flowing to me, right? Because of manifesting and just this focus on abundance of, oh my gosh, I get to serve all these people. I get to help them all, and it all is flowing in. Is pretty dang cool. Well, Sarah as a coach is so intuitive. She looks at you and she watches you and she's like, oh, what happened? That energy just shifted. What are you thinking? And it's like, can you read my mind? Is there something, isn't there a movie where they can like read your mind? So that is really cool to be able to have that and to have somebody call you out on it, but in a loving way, and then be able to work through it. So I've had incredible experiences with sales coaches. I've had incredible experiences with therapists and, counselors that way, but I've never had this holistic approach with a coach. And that's really what Sarah brings. And she's pushing me a little bit, because some stuff's like, really? Like, you want me to like do this and cut the ties and like go out and stand with my feet on the ground? But yet it's so good for you. And I'm leaning into it because it works. And so I'm like a sponge. So if you're one of those people, are like, especially when you're at the end of the rope, like I was, where I was feeling so down and so like broken and like not knowing, and then being able to just lean into somebody you trust so much and that can hold you and hold this space and hold this compassion. I mean, how many times am I crying with Sarah or she's crying before I'm even crying? Because it's that kind of relationship that I don't know if you can get that anywhere else. And I am so grateful that I was scared to make that investment. But from that first week, it was like, boom, this was the right thing to do. It's hands down. Anytime I've invested in coaching, the payback is exponential, okay? It's exponential of what you get back, but it's still hard to swallow when you're dealing with it. I think that confidence in myself of knowing, hey, if I'm gonna spend money or, on any product or any service, like I'm gonna bet that money on me. And so more than anything, I knew that this is exactly what I needed. There was a big price tag that a little bit scared me, but if something doesn't scare you a little bit, then it's probably not worth doing. And if it had a small price tag, I don't know if I'd put the effort that is needed in it either. And so that's what you've got to think about. There's a lot of things out there that, oh my gosh, $500 or $1,000 that you can do for this. But how much are you going to really put into that? When you put a program like All In out there, you have to be all in because you're putting it all in. But then watch that come back. You're worth it. I was worth it. And I saw the payback almost immediate. And then knowing that I got that support for a year, look out, world. Like, you thought, like, where I was and what I was doing was big. You ain't seen nothing yet.